I made Infinite Storm, Infinite Mana, and Infinite Black Mage tokens all in one standard deck, and today I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. So here is our Infinite Storm, Infinite Mana, Infinite Black Mage token deck for standard, and the plan of this deck is pretty sweet. We are trying to combo off with 2 copies of Sorceress's Schemes, an uncommon from Final Fantasy that for 4 mana, returns an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard or an exiled card with flashback to your hand and adds a red mana. So the goal of our deck is to make Sorceress's Schemes free with the help of Mind Splice Apparatus. So Mind Splice Apparatus, 4 mana artifact, you can flash it in. At the beginning of your upkeep, it gets an oil counter, and then instant or sorcery spells you cast cost 1 less to cast for each counter on it. So Sorceress Schemes, it's 4 mana, but it gives us back 1 of that mana when it resolves. So if we can get a Mind Splice Apparatus with 3 counters on it, that means our Sorceress Schemes are essentially free. We cast it for 1 mana, but we get back the 1 mana, and if we have 2 of these, we can just loop them forever for Infinite Storm. We cast the Sorceress Schemes, get back something random, cast the next one, get back the first one, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That gives us Infinite Storm count, and then all we need is some sort of finisher for our Infinite Storm to win the game on the spot. So how do we finish the game? We got a few different plans. So the most straightforward plan, if we have a VV or a Limbalm token on the battlefield, are Black Mage Wizard tokens that deal damage whenever we cast a non-creature spell. As we infinitely loop the Sorceress Schemes, we just ping our opponent out of the game one by one by one. VV also, if we get it early, can help us ramp into our more expensive stuff, which is pretty powerful. So that's finishing plan number 1. Just get something that pings as we cast a spell, burn you out of the game as we cast infinite spells. A more fun way to finish the game, maybe my personal favorite, is Thousand Year Storm. So Thousand Year Storm says, whenever you cast the instant or sorcery spell, you copy it for each instant or sorcery spell you've cast before it. You can choose new targets for the copies. So how this works, if we get our combo going and we have a Thousand Year Storm, this is how we make infinite mana, because when we cast Sorceress Schemes, we don't get 1 Sorceress Schemes, we get 2, and then the next time we get 3, and then 4, and each of those is going to make a mana. So this gives us infinite red mana. It also gives us access to literally all the instants and sorceries in our graveyard, because we can get back the Sorceress Schemes and other stuff as well. So as we're comboing off, we're going to get back card draw and whatever. Eventually, we're going to find our Limbalm, and this is how we can make infinite ish. I mean, it's literally infinite, but it's capped by how many spells we can cast before we time out. But we just up our storm count a ton. Then we cast a Limbalm. That's going to be copied 20, 30, a million times. And then we have all these black mages, and we just cast a single spell. They all trigger to ping our opponent for 1, burn our opponent out of the game. We also have 1 Burst Lightning, which we can just storm off infinitely, and then maybe use Sorceress Schemes to get back our Burst Lightning and throw it at our opponent's face to burn our opponent out that way. Our last finishing plan, Ral Crackling Wit, is kind of similar to Thousand Year Storm. Ral gets a loyalty counter whenever we cast a non-creature spell. So if we get Ral down while we are comboing, we get infinite loyalty. And then Ral's ultimate is draw 3 cards and you get an emblem with instant and sorcery spells that you cast have Storm. So we just play Ral, do the infinite loop, get all the loyalty, ultimate Ral, draw some cards, and then we get an emblem that's basically Thousand Year Storm. And then we just do the same thing, cast a Limbalm, make a million Black Mage Wizards, cast a spell, burn you out of the game. So that's the plan of the deck. The rest of the deck, we get a bunch of removal for staying alive, into the Floodmaw, torch the tower, the Burst Lightning, ill-timed explosion for a sweeper, and then a ton of card draw to find our pieces. Sleight of hand, op, stock up, 1 artist talent, which is good for filtering, and speeds up our kill with the pinging if we need to, if we fully level it up. Mana base wise, we talked about Limbalm, that's one of our combo pieces. Otherwise, a bunch of Izzet dual lands, some basic lands, and that is Infinite Storm, Infinite Mana, Infinite Black Mage Wizard token deck for standard, and that's our Against the Odds deck for today. So let's jump into some games and see just how infinite we can actually go with 2 Sorceress Schemes and a Mind Splice Apparatus in standard. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you all enjoy it, and I'll be back in a bit for the wrap-up. Need some magic cards? Well, you can snag them from our sponsor, Card Kingdom, over at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. Want to help out the channel? Well, you can snag these super sweet new dice, playmats tokens, and more over at mtggoldfishmerch.com. It is Against the Odds time, and we are trying to make Infinite Storm in standard, and we got the Mind Splicer Apparatus and a bunch of card draw, so I think this is pretty much what we want. Limbalm, technically one of our finishers, especially if we find Thousandth Year Storm, but Burnout Bastronaut play. People still wanna be aggro. Even with the bannings, people keep trying. I guess it could be, well, we'll see. It is a goblin. It could be, okay, Reckless Lackey. It looks like a goblin deck. I guess we just kill the Bastion. Actually, do we kill the Reckless Lackey? Let's see, another Reckless Lackey. All right, let's just kill the Bastion. I guess I can do things eventually. I mean, I guess the Lackey can too, but they have to sack the Lackey to get value out of it. Opponent gets in for 2, down to 18. Engines up to 2. All right, into the Floodmaw. Not bad. A little bit more removal. Not gonna hurt. Opponent land. And chipping in for 2, down to 16. Speed up to 3. All right, well, we will opt. So we need to find Sorceress's Scheme at some point. Well, okay. I mean, we're not going to pass on Vivi because Vivi's busted. Well, okay, we should have passed on Vivi because now there's 2 of them. Let's stock up first. So Vivi actually, like, we can't just run it out early and do Vivi things. It's really a finisher, though, with the Infinite Storm loop. If we have Vivi out, we just win the game. So like Lindbomb, like the pinging is the big, ooh, that's a 1,000-year storm. I don't know. I don't know if we can actually take it here, though. It's a card that's fun eventually, but I think we just got to take the stock up. We got to just focus on, we need to find the Sorcerer's Scheme. That's the next step. Wow, opponent going to sack the Lackey to draw a card, make a treasure. Their hand must not be very good. Opponent land. Howl Squad heavy. All right, well, here comes some more goblins. Down to 14. Maxed out their speed, which means Howl Squad heavy can make a lot of mana next turn. Oh, I really want to play Mind Splicer Apparatus, but I think we gotta deal with the heavy. So we're gonna play Vivi. Play Vivi into the Floodmaw, which into the Floodmaw, I really love the art on that. For some reason, I know if you ever watch BoJack Horseman, it reminds me of like it reminds me of the frog that's like the son of the whatever that owns the ad agency and is just like completely horrible at everything. It looks like that frog. And now we can use Vivi to sleight a hand. So we can't actually, well, we'll take the sweeper here, ill-timed explosion. We can't actually kill the burnout Bastion, but we can slow it down for a turn. And now we have a 2/5 Vivi, which can at least play a bit of defense. The downside is we couldn't get out Mind Splicer Apparatus, and for the infinite, we need Mind Splicer up to at least 3 counters, which means waiting a couple, or multiple Mind Splices can do it quicker. Or we also have an artist talent that can make it a little quicker too, but in general, we need a 3 mana cost reduction on our stuff. Opponent getting in. We're just going to take it. I don't want to risk the Vivi. If they're going to kill it, they're going to have to work for it. Because if we untap with Vivi, it's just so we can get down the 1,000-year storm potentially. Like, if we untap with Vivi, things are crazy. Draconics Engineer. Wow. Okay, we untap with Vivi. Oh, I really want this Mind Splicer Apparatus. Okay, play the land. So Vivi can make 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, so what we can do. So we play Mind Splicer and then stock up. I think we'll just play the Mind Splicer. Trigger Vivi. I think this is fine. So play the Mind Splicer so we can actually get the counters adding up. And then we can use the Vivi mana. Man, Vivi is such an absurd card. Use the Vivi mana to ill-timed explosion. Sweep away the board. Get rid of that bonus Vivi that we don't really need. So draw a couple cards. Ooh, there's a Lindblom too. I guess we're going to go second Mind Splice and just trust that the first one is going to get the job done. So this will wipe out the board. We get to keep our Vivi, which is also kind of ridiculous. Vivi, what were they thinking? What were they thinking when they printed Vivi? Opponent, Reckless Lackey draws it. I don't know how iconic Vivi is. I know people really like Vivi. I know Krem, I think, like, I don't know, has a tattoo or a statue or something. He like loves Vivi. Is Vivi like Sephiroth Cloud Tier in Final Fantasy? Because it's kind of funny to me that the most busted card from the set's Vivi and not like Sephiroth or something. Opponent, I'm gonna burst lightning the Vivi. Well, I mean, at least that is a lot of damage not going in her face. Honestly, if our opponent, I mean, I guess you gotta kill the Vivi. But that was at 8 damage at least they could have thrown at our face with those burst lightnings. Ronvelt Hordemaster, Howl Squad heavy. This is going to be close. This is going to be super close. We need a good stock up here because we need to deal with some stuff. Well, Mind Splicer. Up to, ooh, ill-timed explosion. That is good. Although it doesn't kill the heavy necessarily. Let's stock up first. See if we can find an answer to the heavy. Ugh, torch the tower in a million lands. Golly gee. Well, untap land, torch the tower. So we can torch the tower, kill the Runvelt. Yeah, let's sleight of hand. Another torch the tower. I mean, I guess this is pretty good. So torch the tower, get rid of the run val, so our opponent doesn't draw any cards. And then we can play the untap land, just pass the turn. Our opponent's only got 2 cards in hand, so making mana with the Howl Squad isn't that great. We can't afford to sack this Mind Splicer apparatus. That is the game plan, opponent. Cacophony Scamp. Hopefully we can hard sweep this turn now that the Horde Master is gone. We're gonna run out the Lindblom, take out the Mind Splice, draw an Opt. Well, let's see what our options are. Do a little opting, paying it down to 15. Lindblom gonna go bottom. We'll find a finisher when we need one. All right, into the Floodmaw's fine. We kind of wanted a high mana value card just to make sure we can sweep this heavy. But I guess we gotta just go for it and hope that, I mean, I guess worst case we can use the, all right, we have a lot of 1 mana cards in this deck. Well, I mean, I guess we can discard land into the Floodmaw. That sweeps away everything but the heavy and puts a damage on the heavy. We drop to 4. And then torch the tower can get rid of the howls. Man, we just need we need some card draw. If we can find a stock up or a sorceress scheme, that's the best, because that gets back the stock up and it's one of our combo pieces. Opponent land passes. Mind Splice. But ooh, Ral, okay. Okay, that's pretty cute. Well, let's Ral. Let's draw some cards with Ral. Oh, wow. Okay. There are our sorceress schemes. Well. I mean, okay. So we don't technically have a finisher that we can use this turn, but what we could do is we have Infinite Storm now. So sorceress scheme, make a mana, get back into the Floodmaw, sorceress scheme, get back the sorceress scheme. So we can loop these forever. They're free because they make back a mana and we have the reduction from the Mind Splicer apparatus. So our plan is we're just going to tick up enough that we can ultimate Ral next turn. And then Ral has a ridiculous emblem where we draw 3 and then we storm everything. So I think if we just do this enough that we can ultimate Ral next turn and then leave into the Floodmaw in hand, even though we don't win this turn because we don't have a Lindblom, we don't have a VV, we don't have like an immediate finisher, and we don't have 1,000-Year Storm, they should win us the game next turn. Oh, okay, well, Infinite Storm, not bad with Ral since it gets a loyalty every time we do this. So this is like, I would say like half a combo. This is the Infinite Storm combo. A Ral is not our most common finisher though. I guess we just finish by getting back another into the Floodmaw. Pass the turn. Ral's got enough loyalty that we can activate, or ultimate. We can bounce anything our opponent plays. An opponent. Okay, scoops it up. That was pretty sweet. That was pretty sweet. Not as spectacular as if we won right away, but still, I mean, ultimating Ral all in one turn. Pretty cool. Not bad. Not bad. It's unfortunate we had to draw the sorcerer schemes off the Ral, or then we could have done that, ultimated Ral. Our storm count would be absolutely absurd. And then the sorcerer schemes get back all the cards in our graveyard, make a ridiculous amount of mana. Oh my god, get back the burst lightning. It would be so sweet, but not bad. Not bad for first try. Let's keep doing that, but even better. Infinite Storm in standard time. Hopefully. That's the goal. We're trying to use Mind Splicer apparatus and a couple of sorceress schemes to make some Infinite Storm count and then kill you with something. Lindblom or Vivi or Ral, apparently. Apparently Ral's on the list. This hand, I mean, we got a Vivi in it, and Vivi's pretty busted, so opponent doing a little mulliganing. Triple X's over there. Well, we're gonna lead on the Lindblom. I feel like, so Lindblom, it is an awesome finisher, especially with 1,000-Year Storm. I also think it's worth, we have all 4 in the deck, so it's worth running out early. Opponent Windscarred Craig. It's worth running out early if we need to, just to get the tap land out of our hand. This might be a VV hand. How do I know? Well, we do have 2 VVs. I know, brilliant analysis here. Well, get down to VV number 1. That's why we're holding on to these sleight of hands, so we can potentially grow the VV. Opponent land, don't kill it. Just let us have a little fun. Oh my god, okay. Opponent is not going to kill it. Well, sleight of hand, essentially free, since VV, as long as they don't kill it, is going to make back the mana in the future. Well, we'll take an opt, also essentially free. Sleight of hand, grow the VV, ping ya. VV is one of the most ridiculous removal checks. It is like, If you can't kill it and your opponent untaps with it, you had better watch out. It is going to be a long day. I mean, I guess we'll take Torch to the tower. We don't really want it right now or need it right now, but I'd love to find like a stock up. Another sorcerer scheme actually would be fine too. We're not ready to go infinite, but just make a bunch of mana with VV, sorcerer scheme back, sleight of hand is kind of fine. Well, let's opt. See what we got on the top. Ooh, all right, I mean, yeah, Ral was pretty good last game. We're gonna keep the Ral, and I guess we actually just, man, VV's so ridiculous. Okay, so we cast 4 cantrips, and now we get to cast a Ral, and another counter to the VV. I don't know if we're comboing, but whatever we're doing seems to be kind of powerful. Ral, let's just take up and... yeah, let's take up and make the token this turn. I think we can't really use anything we draw this turn anyway. So I think next turn we might card draw with Ral. I'll get him with the VV, hit you. Oh yeah, and also VV just hit our opponent for, I don't know, 7, 8 this turn or something between the spells and the damage. What a magic card. Opponent Fountain for. This might be like a token, ooh, stock up. We don't have any cost reduction. This might be like the fair win. Stock up. Yeah, our opponent just made one mistake, which was not drawing a removal spell. We'll take the land and I guess the opt. Still free with VV. Opt. Can we actually get Ral to ultimate? That would be sweet. We're gonna need to hit some more card draw if we're gonna ultimate Ral this turn. Ultimate Ral with Sorcerer Scheme is kind of wild. VV, definitely do not want more VV since our opponent apparently cannot kill the first one. Well, play the land. Let's keep on opting. Gonna wait on the VV, get max mana out of it. Opt. Actually, do we just win by attacking? That's so boring. But man, VV just kills people, doesn't it? I haven't really played a spell slingery style deck with VV. Yeah, my goodness, is that a card? Well, we will opt. Land to the bottom. Ooh, another sorcerer scheme. See, we don't really go infinite since we do not have a Mind Splicer apparatus, but Sorcerer Scheme. Get back and opt. Ping him with VV. I mean, none of this really matters, I don't think, because we can always just attack. I'm actually surprised our opponent has not conceded already. Well, trigger prowess. Sorcerer Scheme. Gets back the opt. Should have probably made more blue mana, I guess, with VV. No, I don't think any of this, in the grand scheme, we're just winning the game, I'm pretty sure, but casting out, we could have kept storming if we had more blue mana, maybe. Ping ya. VV up to 9, although it might be better to be merciful and just kill our opponent. Yeah, into the Floodmon to the bottom. Spire Bluff Canal. Well, that is enough to ultimate the Ral. Draw 3 cards, everything has Storm, and again, I don't think this really matters because our opponent's about to die, and we don't really have anything cool to cast with it unless we draw into it, but apparently this deck is pretty good at ultimating Ral, I will say. Wow, our opponent did not play a spell this game, did they? They literally went land, 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 land. They did not cast a spell, and we cast like half of our deck. There might be, oh, we can get the storm kill. We drew a burst lightning. Ha! Ha! See, we didn't need VV anyway. We didn't need VV to attack. We were storming the whole time. How about a million burst lightnings at your face? Well, last game I was saying it would have been cool if we could ultimate Ral all in one turn. I guess that would look something like this. Turn 5, ultimate Ral, burst lightning storm kill, and so far so good. So far so good. This deck might actually be kind of hilarious. Sweet. I mean, seems fine. Got a bunch of cantrips in the stock up. Sorceresses, not sorceress schemes, sorceresses schemes. But we do have a sorceresses schemes, which is one of our main combo pieces actually. Yeah, we'll try it. Well, let's lead on the fast land. You know, we're just gonna pass. Do a little bluffing. Kill your, nah, all right, Warden of the Inners guy. Well, there's a Torch to the tower. Let's play an island. I mean, the thing about these sleight of hands is I don't really know what we're looking for exactly yet. Yeah, I think we gotta kill the Warden. The nesting bot is also good, but Now, okay, so this has to be like aggro, right? This has to be just like, oh, there's Mindsplicer apparatus. Gotta be like Boros aggro, Boros Convoke, something along those lines. So we just need to kill things and then kill some more things. And then Infinite Storm, GG. we got a plan. I guess we play the Verge. And let's just do a little stocking up here. We will take land and Burst Lightning. Opponent. Land and War Leader's Call. This deck's kind of funny. There is like a weird incentive to hold on to your cantrips if you don't really need them, because they're so busted once you find Lindbalm or VV, or Thousand Year Storm for that matter, which we haven't seen Thousand Year Storm yet, but I feel like Thousand Year Storm can do some sweet things if we get to it. Oh, well, play the land. This is one of those turns where I really want to play Mindsplicer apparatus. I think we're going to risk it. We're at 16. We're only taking 4. The War Leader's Call is concerning. That is concerning. That means our creatures deal damage and are big. But Mindsplicer apparatus is literally the most important card for the combo popping off. And the sooner we get it down, the sooner we can combo, because it starts, ooh, Sanguine Evangelist. Sure, I mean, it's not like we can keep you from doing this as much as we would like to. That is sadly not possible. Well, let's run out the Mindsplicer apparatus. Opponent. Going to get some triggers, paying us to 50. So we need a Wrath, and I'm not even... Oh, no. Wandering Emperor. So we need a Wrath, and I'm not even sure Wrath does it. Now that they have the Wanderer. Yeah, I mean, so we need to stock up. We need Ill-Timed Explosion plus land. Well, there's Ill-Timed Explosion. We got to take the land as much. The Sorcerer Scheme would be so good next turn, but we need to be able to cast... I'm not even sure this... We need an expensive... not expensive enough. We can always discard the scheme because we can flash it back anyway, and then I guess a cantrip. Yeah, so our Wrath does not kill Wanderer, which hits us for 8. This hits us 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we're actually still just dead. Convoke. Actually looking pretty good that game. I think Convoke actually gets a lot more appealing post-banning, not because it got better, but just because... all the other aggro decks really got smacked around by the ban list update, so maybe we see more Convoke. That it's kind of interesting also, because what's good against Convoke is not what's good against the other aggro decks that got banned, because you need to go wide stuff, so interesting. Which Sorceress's schemes, actually, I'm coming around to it. It's kind of a fun word to say. One thing I realized, because I talk so much recording videos about Magic, I've really come to appreciate words that I just like saying. And Sorceress's Scheme might get on the list. Basic Swamp, so it might be mono black. Duressing a 1-mana can't... Well, okay. I guess that's fine. Ugh, more islands. More lands. Well, that's not optimal. Let's play the land, pass the turn. Oh, opponent Swamp. Well, there's an opt. That lets us do something at least. I feel like mono black can be a tricky matchup. A lot of times they have Unstoppable Slasher, and maybe not quite, well, actually kind of similarly to VV, it is a big turn 3 removal check card. Like, well, you know, to speak of the devil, Zombie Assassin. I don't know how I got Vampire out of that. That doesn't even really look like a vampire. I guess it doesn't look that much like a zombie either, but hey, Dustmourne things. But it is very much a removal check card, where if you cannot answer it, it is going to kill you incredibly quickly. Thankfully, we have Into the Flood Maw, and we are just going to spend it and bounce the Slasher and untap. Torch the Tower is actually pretty good. Torch the Tower Lindblom token can actually get rid of the Slasher forever, which is sweet. I mean, I guess if they have the combo, then it really is the ultimate removal check. Just kill you on turn 4. Slasher returns. Well, Lindblom, make a token. Please don't kill it before we consent. Whoa, no! It's another one of those turns. Getting down Mindsplicer apparatus on turn 4 is so good in this deck, but I think that this Slasher is enough of a threat that we're gonna have to wait. I think we're gonna have to wait. We're gonna have to deal with Slashy. Oh, Slashy Slasherton. Opponent gets in with Slashy. Well, let's cast an opt. That'll show him. Take that, Unstoppable Slasher. Well, all right. Well, I guess we can give him Into the Flood Maw to deal with the next Slasher. And then actually, you know what? We'll just bounce it. We'll keep our token for a little longer. I can't imagine this token is high priority for removal. So let's bounce it, make him replay it, and then sooner or later we will torch the tower it. All right, Slasher's back. It really is unstoppable. No matter how many times you into the Flood mod, it just keeps coming back. All right, opponent's gonna kill the token in response. Second towards the tower, get rid of the Slasher, land to the bottom. What do we got, opponent? What do we got? Yeah. All right. I mean, ill-timed explosion. It doesn't feel great, but 4 mana is it divination can still be fine. Well, you can get your trigger, and then we're gonna run out the Mind Splicer apparatus. Our opponent can take an ill-timed explosion, but we can always kill the bat with the other one if we need to. We would rather just draw maybe a torch the tower or something. When you have to draw 2, discard 2, and you just kill a bat, that actually doesn't feel great. Well, Mind Splicer. Up to 1. 3 is the magic number. Okay, Opt is fine. Opt is a thing that we can cast that is not a very sad ill-timed explosion. Although we might actually still just cast ill-timed explosion to draw a couple cards. I really just want to find like stock ups and combo pieces now. We have the Mind Splicer ticking up. So in theory, in like 2 turns, we can try to come. Oh, okay, that is exactly what we were hoping for. Stock up. Well, let's stock up, do a little digging, take a stock up, and oh, we gotta take the schemes. All right, stock up in schemes, and now, hey, all right, you can have your bat. How about that? Your bat can live. We will just keep stocking up. It feels so brutal. Playing against stock up when your opponent goes stock up into stock up, you're just like, oh, that's so many cards. What am I supposed to do about all those cards? It's so, I love stock up. I'm glad they didn't ban stock up. I actually enjoy playing with, and even like against stock up. It's very powerful, but it doesn't feel oppressive to me. I know. I enjoy drawing cards. I get it. Ugh. Archfiend of the Dross. That is a big old demon. Too big for, I mean, I guess in theory we could hit our 1,000 Year Storm to discard. We might have to do some shenanigan here and like Sorceress to scheme, get back into the Flood Maw. Well, we'll take the Vivi. Can we afford to take a demon hit is the question. Can we take a hit from this demon, or do we have to deal with it now? Yeah, let's ill-timed explosion, see what we hit. We're gonna decline, keep our cards. Artist Talent's also kind of good. I mean, if we can hit another Sorceress's schemes, we can just theoretically win. Another Sorceress's schemes plus Vivi not dying to removal spell would mean we just win next turn. Even just another Sorceress schemes might be enough to let us win. We're gonna pass, so we can kill the bat. And then we're still at 19, I guess. It feels like this game's been going on for a while because we keep bouncing our opponent's stuff, but our life total is still kind of high. So let's Burst Lightning. Get rid of the bat. We will take the Demon Beads. Oh, come on, Sorceress's schemes. One more. Just one more Sorceress's schemes. Oh, no. Not one more of those. Another Archfiend of the Dross. Well, we need to do something this turn because we're kind of about to die. Land at the bottom. Sleight of hand. I mean, come on, Sorcerer's Schemes. Stock up. Okay. The question is, do we play Vivi? Do we spend 3 mana on Vivi here? It could die to a cut down. Let's just stock up. Ooh, there's the schemes. There's the schemes. Wait, do we get up? We have enough, right? We can play the Vivi. We can play the land. We can play the Vivi. Oh, I mean, if they have a cut down, well, we got to go for it. Well, Infinite Storm Dive, Vivi. 2 Archfiends of the Drosses. Come on, just no cut downs. The Archfiends are fine. Sorcerer's Scheme for 1 mana. Wait, where's? Oh, it's in hand. It's in hand. Right. So we'll just get back and into the Flood Maw for safety's sake. Ping ya. Sorcerer's Scheme number 2. Get back Sorcerer's Scheme number 1. Ping ya. Make a mana. And Sorcerer's Schemes to get back Sorcerer's Schemes. And we can do this all day, quite literally. It is quite literally infinite. Since we have the VV out, every time we go through the loop, we ping you for 1, and the VV gets huge. And that's just the game. That is the game. Ping you down to 13. Sorceress's Schemes. Get back the Sorceress's Schemes. Ping you. It's so funny. Like, I have to feel like Wizards wanted this combo to be a thing. Because adding the 1 mana to Sorcerer's Schemes, making back 1 mana, is just such a weird ability that I don't know what it does other than open up the possibility of going infinite. Like, The same combo with any other of these return a thing to your hand spells doesn't really work because you run out of mana, but because this makes a mana for some reason, or either that or it just has some weird Final Fantasy lore justification where people are like, well, actually, in Final Fantasy III, the sorceress did something that was exactly like making a red mana. Regardless, we're just going to keep casting sorceress. I'm glad they did it because, you know what I like is infinitely storming off sorceress schemes into a you guessed it, a Sorceress Schemes, pinging with Vivi. Sorceress Schemes down to 1, and one more time Sorceress Schemes for Sorceress Schemes and opponent. Sat through the whole thing, which I appreciate. Thank you. Thank you, Dad. Well, that was a pretty good combo. That was not bad. That was not bad. And that's the idea of the deck. Finisher, 2 Sorceress Schemes, get the Mind Splicer apparatus up to 3, and do that. Sound seems pretty good, actually. Got the Mind Splicer apparatus. Cantrip, some removal, even a sweeper. Seems fine. We can deal with this. Well, let's just play the island. I don't think we're torching the tower on turn 1 anyway, but we might opt on turn 1. No reason to take an extra damage. All right, what are we up to, Terminal? Orzhov. Interesting. I mean, you probably got to take Mind Splicer apparatus. That's a card that if you see in your opponent's hand, you got to be like, okay, something's up, because people don't just play Mind Splicer apparatus for for value. Well, let's opt. See if we can find another Mind Splicer apparatus. We don't really need another land here. Oh, Vivi. Okay. Well, Vivi is incredibly broken. If there's one thing I've learned about anything from this deck, honestly, it's that Vivi is, my goodness, an absurd card. Opponent. Maze Mind's Tome. Ooh, there's a Sorceress's Scheme. Well, let's play this lovely island, and I don't think we're gonna run out Vivi here against, well, do we? Yeah, you know what? If you kill it, you kill it. The upside's just so high. I feel like Vivi, like sometimes if you can follow it up with a spell on turn 4, you can wait on it, or turn 5, but the upside's just so high if it lives. Like, if it lives, it's so incredibly busted. The odds are probably not great against Orzhov. I imagine if you're Orzhov and playing Maze Mind's Tome, you gotta be playing a pile of removal. Like, what else? Yeah, opponent has Sheoldred's Edict. Like, what else are you doing in an Orzhov deck other than killing all of your opponent's stuff? Well, let's play the Verge, and I mean, 4-mana Divination. Ill-timed Explosion, draw 2. No, we will not discard any of our cards. Well, okay. Lindbaum is something. That's something. Opponent. Demo field. And Maze Mind's Tome draws a card. Opponents, so much to round. We don't have anything good to duress. You can take the schemes, but we can always flash it back anyway. It's actually not a bad card to have in the graveyard, especially since future schemes can get them back from exile. We can kind of use the first one for value and still combo when we need to. Into the Floodmaw. Well, let's play the land, pass the turn. Well, buckle up. We might be hunkering down for a long one here. Opponent, Maze Mind's Tome. I'm gonna draw a card. I miss playing long games of Magic. That's one thing I missed during the last meta, the pre-ban meta. Like, I don't know. I've seen some people complaining, I play these 20-minute control games now. To me, that's not a downside. I enjoy, I mean, control in specific can be annoying if you play against it too much, but I like playing longer games of Magic. I think games that go on till turn 10, turn 15 are actually some of the most interesting games. Well, let's Lindbaum and pass the turn. Ooh, okay. That's a card. That is a card we wanted. Mind Splicer Apparatus. So combo could be coming online eventually. We already have 1 Sorceress's Scheme, so we only need 1 more. We'll see. I'm sure they have infinite creature removal. Do they have removal for artifacts? Opponent gonna draw with the Maze Mind's Tome and pass the turn. Well, Mind Splicer Apparatus, ping ya. Down to 19. Evening up the life totals. I mean, you can demo field if you want. We do not care about demo field. Wow. Gonna get lost the wizard token. Okay, sure. Opponent, not a fan of wizards. Down to 19. What do we find? Take up Mind Splicer. So we need 2 more counters at least for combo time. More lands. There's not even anything that great to get back. I mean, I guess we got like a cantrip. Be much better if we had a stock up. I guess Ill-timed Explosion, is it even worth it? We can't even cast it well, we can because of, yeah, I mean, boy, this hurts, but yeah. You thought a 4-mana Divination was bad. How about a 9-mana Divination? I guess we're getting a discount from the Mind Splicer Apparatus, but still, that is a lot of mana to draw 2 cards. All right, well, I mean, Sleight of Hand is good. That is good. That's a cantrip. We just need velocity. Like, we're going to find the stock ups eventually. So just drawing more cards to find the stock ups, to find other stuff, to eventually find the combo. I do love that you can combo from Exile with Sorceress's schemes. That is a really interesting twist that doesn't happen with most combo pieces. It's a very unique combo. All right, opponent, what do we got, Orzhov? I imagine they got to be sitting on a handful of creature removal. Oh, dear God. Ancient Vendetta. I guess our opponent's like a prison deck. What do they name? Vivi? I guess Vivi's the obvious choice. Although funny, yeah, Vivi. Although, hilariously, we don't really care. Like, yes, I almost didn't play Vivi in this deck. I think I did play it because it is one of the best ways to finish the combo. And it can ramp into the combo. So it is really good in the deck. But we're not a Vivi deck. Normally when you see Vivi, you're a Vivi deck. We're not a Vivi deck. We're an infinite combo deck. We actually don't need Vivi to win the game. Although I kind of wanted a Vivi just so we could crack the maps on it. That would have been helpful. Opponent. Gonna take a little look-see at our deck. Opponent. All right, Vivi's down. Sure. We didn't want him anyway. That just gets us closer to the stock ups. Deck thinning. Deck Vivi thinning. Take up Mind's Blaze. More lands. Well, all right. Sleight of Hand. Find us something that draws cards, please. There's a stock up. Okay. And then the power of stock up a lot of times is hopefully stock up begets more stock ups. Well, it begets an opt, and I guess a Mind Splicer. Another Mind Splicer is fine, I guess. Let's play the tap land, pass the turn. I mean, her spells are going to be cheap. There's no doubt about that. I guess I could see them having a way to blow up Mind Splicer, so having a backup is not the worst here. Found it. Maze Mind's Tome. Gonna draw a card. So we're like Orzhov control, I guess? Oh, okay. That makes sense. I'm actually kind of excited to try Ketramos with a Cosmogoyf. I think that could be a thing. Opponent's gonna try to draw off the Ketramos. We will into the Fledmaw. Opponent draws another card, gains some life. I mean, we don't care about the life gain, because if we combo, we are going to deal all the damage. Opponent, more demo fields. Wow, leaving up the mana rather than running out Ketramos. Well, Mind Splicer number 2. Keep those spells on the cheap. Take them up, take them up. We want stock ups and Sorceress's schemes. If we find Sorceress's schemes, we can go infinite, but we don't have a finisher at the moment. Another into the Floodmaw. Well, that's opt. Definitely do not need more islands. To the bottom. All right, Sleight of Hand. Well, let's take the opt. Let's keep on opting. The Lindbaum wouldn't have been bad there, but ooh, Artist Talent. Okay, I think our hand kind of sucks. These Torch the Towers seem really bad. Artist Talent might let us get rid of them, which seems fine. Although we did see Get Lost in their deck, so they might be able to kill it, but still, seems fine. Artist Talent can also speed up the kill by letting like Lindbaum tokens deal 3 rather than 1. Although if we go infinite, we don't really need it. It's just a quality of life upgrade, but it's mostly for filtering. I mean, if they go Ketramos, we just into the Floodmaw again. We're just trying to keep our opponent from drawing cards, basically. If they hit more of the silly exile all copies effect or whatever. Oh, Deadly Cover Up. Okay, well, that is another exile all copies card. Oh, they're going to take stock up. Oh, this is getting worse and worse. Okay, sure. Well, we will see. Things are looking a bit grim at the moment. Our opponent has, well, yeah, you gotta be stock up, right? Yeah, it takes the stock up. That one hurts. Just, we don't need it for the combo, but that was how we were hoping to find the combo. So now, how can we win? So we still have Sorceress schemes. So we find that we can go infinite, and then I guess it's gotta be Lindbaum. Or I guess the 1,000-Year Storm Burst Lightning plan could work. So we're gonna need another Sorcerer schemes and a Lindbaum. I'm glad we got the Artist Talent down. At least that is some way we can keep filtering through our deck, even without our stock ups. Opponent passes. Take up the Mind Splices. We find even more into the Floodmaws. Well, we might as well start leveling this up. It doesn't really do much of anything, but we're not doing anything else with our lives, so let's spend a little mana. Start the leveling up. Opponent land. Ketramos. I mean, our opponent knows. They know about the into the Floodmaw. All right, opponent gonna go for it. Well, we will. Into the Floodmaw, bounce the Ketramos, loot away a Torch to the Tower, which appears to do literally nothing into another Torch the Tower. Appears to do literally nothing in this matchup. Cannot kill a Getrimo's opponent. Gonna draw a card, gonna gain some life, up to 29. Our opponent's gotta be feeling pretty good about where they're at, but they could just lose still. If we find our combo, Spire, Bluff, Canal, do we even, yeah, I guess we might as well keep leveling up Artist Talent. We're gonna hold on to Spire Bluff at this point. We have enough mana that we can do everything we want. Even if we draw 1,000-Year Storm, we can still just cast it and combo off opponent. Temporary locked out. Ooh, going after our Artist Talent. Actually, you know what? I think we need to bounce the temporary lockdown. I don't really want to lose the Artist Talent yet. They can replay it, but then they're tapped down. And our opponent's been very cautious about tapping down. I don't know what they're even scared of because they've exiled the VVs, but... So bounce the lockdown, trigger on the stack, keep the Artist Talent, filter away the land. Okay. Sorceress's Schemes. That is big. So combo assemble, but we need a way to finish the game. We need like the Lindbalm, I guess. Let's torch the Tower of the Fish. Well, yeah, let's do it just so we can loot. See if we can find, they have mana up too. Okay, Sleight of Hand's good. They do have mana up, so one Lindbalm's probably not gonna win us the game. So we have Infinite Storm. Now let's Sleight of Hand, see what we can find. Loot away the land. Oh my, okay. This is now interesting. So now we are very infinite. Okay, Artist Talent, cast 1,000-Year Storm, loot away the land. Oh my god, and a Lindbalm. Okay, this is gonna be wild. All right, now we get to Sorcerer's Schemes for free. Get back the Sorcerer's Schemes from exile. So now we actually, because of 1,000-Year Storm, get to make infinite mana too. Normally we just have Infinite Storm, but if we have 1,000-Year Storm with the loop, we make infinite mana because of the copies of Sorcerer's Schemes. This lets us get back some card draw, although actually I think we did it because we also drew the Lindbalm. So all we need to do is loop Sorcerer's Schemes a few times. I guess we can cast the Op too. But all we need to do is cast a few spells and then cast a Lindbalm and then go back to the loop. Yeah, I guess Sleight of Hand's fine. The only problem is we are only red mana. We have one blue source. Yeah, we don't even really need a second Lindbalm here. I'll do a little looting, discard the island, draw rail. Island to the bottom. All right, well, let's do some scheming. Sorcerer's Schemes to get back. Wait, where is... Oh, I see. Wrong one. Let's get back. I don't know if it really matters, honestly. Let's just Sorcerer's Schemes, get back the Sorcerer's Schemes. 1,000-Year Storm. Man, we're gonna have a lot of triggers. Get back a Into the Flood Maw. Get back a Opt. Get back a Sleight of Hand. Okay. None of this stuff really matters. We just need to do it. We need to resolve our cards. So get back a bunch of stuff. Trigger the Artist Talent. Discard, I guess, a Sleight of Hand that we don't actually need. Okay, another Lindbalm. So we just want to get a little bit more mana before we start Lindbalming. Sorcerer Schemes. Get back to Sorcerer Schemes. Trigger 1,000-Year Storm is one of the coolest cards. My goodness, is that a cool card. It's only a one of, so it doesn't come up super often, although we are pretty good at finding it. All right, Sorcerer's Schemes, get back the red cards, because we're going to have infinite red mana. Not that the red cards really do anything. I mean, none of this actually really matters, but having a bunch of instants let us... I don't know how they stop this, honestly. Let us trigger all of our wizards with stuff on the stack. Oh, there's a Burst Lightning, too. Well, okay, it's Lindbalm time. Lindbalm. We're gonna make just a handful of wizard tokens here. Lindbalm 1,000-Year Storm is so good. Yes, a few black mages, please. And then no need to loot anymore. You know what? Let's just Lindbalm again. Make a few more black mages. Opponent, can you beat the wizards? They tried to kill it all, but they cannot stop the Infinite Storm. And now every spell we cast, I mean, is dealing 3 damage. This game's just, it's over. We gotta cast one more spell. An opponent sees the writing on the wall. They exiled our VV. They exiled our stock ups. They dressed away our combo pieces. And in the end, Infinite Storm gonna get you. Seems fine. This looks like a VV hand. All right, sure. let's give it a go. What are we up to, opponent? Hello to you, friend. Opponent Selesnya, Toadstool Admirer. Oh god, okay. Looks like Boggles. Well, let's Lindblom go. And Optimistic Scavenger. What else? What else do we got, opponent? Opponent. Looking at the Toadstool Admirer. Looking at the Toadstool Admirer. Ethereal Armor. Alright. I mean, we can into the Floodmaw in 2 turns. But 2 turns is a long way in the future. Might be too far in the future, honestly. Feather of Flight. Sure. Toadstool growing. And the Scavenger, too. Opponent gets to draw a card. Well, get in. Yeah, we have to, man. The Ward 2 is actually, it's not hexproof, but it is actually a pretty good form of protection. Couldn't kill it for 2 turns, and now we have to spend 3 mana to bounce it. I want to Sleight of Hand and, like, set up our deck, but we have to, oh man, we have to just bounce it and pay the Ward, don't we? Yeah, all right, sure. Hooray. Hooray for us. I guess we do it now, because they could be playing, like, Shard Mage's Rescue or other, whatever, Royal Retreat, whatever the random protection enchantment stuff is. Well, we will bounce it. Get rid of your enchantments for now. The good news is our opponent only has 2 lands. The bad news is that means our opponent has 6 pieces of action in hand. Found it. Scavenger number 2. If we could draw a sweeper this turn, we might have a shot. We need to draw Ill-Timed Explosion. Roughly now, opponent gets it, hits us down to 8. Not an ill-timed explosion. Well, let's play the Vivs. Do a little VVing. And see if we can block our way out of this. Ouch. Down to 7. Sleight of hand. Snag. Ew, another land, unfortunately. Not a Wrath. Well, I mean, we might as well make a mana. Do a little opt-in. If we untap here, well, we'll keep Sleight of Hand. If we untap with a Vivi here, we got some mana at least to do some digging. But we are at Royal. Oh, we might just be dead. Royal Treatment. Well, good thing we cast our removal at sorcery speed because they did have protection. I mean, now if they have, all right, a little bit of removal, sheltered by ghosts, and that does it. And whoo, Boggles. Better than Infinite Storm, apparently. Ouch. Hopefully our opponent's doing creature-y beatdown things, because if so, we can answer them. Hello, hello, hello. Opponent. Ooh, okay. Mountain. That's a sign of red aggro creatures. Well, I'll get on our artist talent. See if we can do a little rummaging in the future. It's kind of funny. Red aggro, I know. I think red aggro is still good, but the amount of red aggro decks that I've seen, ooh, Boros, he's dropped a huge amount since the banning. So let's just level up this artist talent. Not especially essential to our plan, but we're not doing anything else. Ooh, Frontline Rush. All right, maybe we should have left up our removal. We do have the ill-timed explosion, so we can always just sweep it away if we have to. Bound it, mountain, beaten down. This might be like Boros Convoke. Oh, it's a mobilized deck. Ooh, that's a VV. Let's do dirty VV things. Let's play Shivan Reef and get down the Beeves. And then, we have to do it now. All right, let's into the Floodmaw, bounce the Pack Beast. I'm pretty sure this is like the best deck in Alchemy, or one of the best decks in Alchemy, which is kind of funny. We'll see. Mobilize could be a thing. Could be a thing after we get to rotation. I feel like Mobilize is one of those sleeping giant aggro decks that, in theory, now that Mice is nerfed and Cutter is nerfed, maybe Mobilize can pick up the mantle and be the aggro deck. Oh my god. Lightning Helix on Vivi. Nah, you know what? I mean, Vivi's busted, but I'm kind of fine with it dying because I don't really want to win with Vivi. Like, Vivi, I don't mind winning with Vivi for comboing, but we're not here to win with Vivi. Yeah, let's just keep leveling up Artist Talent, I guess. And I think we hold on to the Lindbalm so we can get a Wizard out of it. Plus, we might Ill-Timed Explosion at some point. Land, gets in, hits us, down to 15. And the Pack Beasts return. Ooh, Mind Splicer Apparatus. Actually, because of the Artist Talent, our Torch the Tower actually can just kill the Pack Beast, which is cute. So that's less Lindbalm, because we want to make our land drop. Make the token. The token also hits for 3 now. All right, opponent's going to torch the tower. Well, 2 can play at that game, opponent. Torch your Pack Beast. Hit you for 3. Yeah, we're going to hold on to both still. We don't want to discard the Mind Splicer because we need that for the combo. And I feel like this ill-timed explosion at some point could be important to our plan. Shock Brigader. And then, yeah, encampment. Gonna do a little mobilizing. Gets in, hits us. Down to 11. Oh, that's a VV. Can we get down Mind Splicer Apparatus, or do we have to sweep? I think we just are going to try to sweep here. We at least can, yeah, gonna have to discard the VV. Or the Mind Splice. Maybe we discard the Mind Splice. Actually, all right, let's discard the VV. VV into the Flood Maw. We're going to keep the Mind Splicer Apparatus because we came here to combo. And we have the mana to get it down. Opponent. And that creature land's kind of an issue. The encampment, just adding creatures. Well, let's get down the apparatus. Nothing to loot away. Would love a stock up. Some way to refuel a little bit would be nice. All right, sleight of hand's fine. That lets us dig for something. Well, sleight of hand. Find us a, oh boy. 1,000-Year Storm would be fun, but I think we got to take Sorceress Schemes. What do we get back, though? Well, let's Sorceress Schemes. Get back Ill-Timed Explosion. We'll see what we draw. We're definitely casting it. We'll see what we draw. We might discard to kill the Shock Brigader just to not take damage. Ugh, just having to discard 2 is annoying. We can just keep them. That might be better. Yeah, let's keep them. What we can do is we can hold on to the land. We can into the Flood Maw to bounce the Shock Brigade if they activate encampment. And then we can loot away the land to Artist Talent. We're so close. Like, we have everything set up for the combo. We have 1 Sorceress Schemes. All right, opponent. Gonna Shelter by Ghosts. In response, loot away the Shivan Reef. Well, okay. Combo assembled. Infinite Storm achieved. All we need is a way to actually win the game. We need the Lindbalm. We need a VV. We need 1,000-Year Storm. Another Mind Splicer Apparatus. Well, let's Sorceress Schemes. Get back Ill-Timed Explosions. Apparently, we're just going to get back Ill-Timed Explosions again and again. Discard the Mind Splicer Apparatus. Draw land. That's not going to do it. Well, let's Ill-Timed Explosion. Draw a couple cards. Once you get Mind Splicer Apparatus going, everything seems so busted. All right, Opt is fine. Ooh, 2 lands, not as fine. Actually, you know what? Let's discard the Opt because it gets rid of the Shock Brigader. I'm not convinced that we're actually winning this turn because we still haven't found a finisher. I mean, we can cast it, get back Ill-Timed Explosion again. Actually, we got to get back the Schemes first. Discard the land. Okay, we draw an Opt. Well, let's Schemes again. Get back the Ill-Timed Explosion. So much effort to draw 2 cards. So much. Hey, there's the Lindbalms. Okay. Yeah, let's just, we win next turn. We win next turn with the Lindbalms and passes. Well, with 2 Lindbalms, even if our opponent has a removal spell, we still have Infinite Storms. So, Lindbalm for 1 mana. Make a wizard. And Lindbalm, make a wizard. The Artist Talent's actually been kind of nice. It actually, as a one-of, it's actually felt pretty good. I can't believe this has worked as well as it has. Opponent, wow, they did have removal. Good thing we drew 2 Lindbalms or it would have been dead. Opponent torches the tower, takes down the wizard. Now we just go through the loop. We know our opponent cannot interact, so Sorceress Schemes. I think we might get back Sorceress Schemes. Surprise, surprise. Bang ya. Down to 12. And then Sorceress Schemes. Get back Sorceress Schemes. This time from exile. Bang ya. Down to 9. And we can do this all day, opponent. We can do this quite literally all day. I mean, that's combo. That is Infinite Storm. Sorceress Schemes. Get back the Sorceress Schemes. I'm pretty happy with how often we're winning with the Lindbalm token, I will say. It is sweet that we actually found a deck where the Lindbalm token is actually like a very legit win con. Bang it down to 3, and opponent's gonna let us do the entire thing. 1 more Sorceress Schemes. Oh, opponent goes down to 3 and then scoops it up. Well, yeah, Infinite Storm, still working. It is Infinite Storm time in Standard. And this hand looks fine. We got the Mind Splicer apparatus, which is the best. Black sometimes has a lot of discard, which can be obnoxious. Well, I mean, I guess we might as well Sleight of Hand, do a little dig in. I think we're actually just going to take Sleight of Hand. Against a black deck, I feel like Vivi is not going to live. Well, let's take the Torch the Tower. That gives us another Deep Cavern Bat answer. About it. Greedy freebooter, eh? Oh, Greeds. You don't see Greeds that much. I wanted to play Greeds in the Sephiroth sack deck, but making a treasure is just so much worse in that deck than making a creature that you can sack. Well, let's opt. Got to keep the land. Make sure we get to Mind's Place next turn. I mean, that is step one. And one of the good things about this matchup is black can kill a lot of stuff in 2025. Still cannot kill artifacts, though. So once we get down a Mind Splicer apparatus, we should have it for the entire game. Opponent getting in with the Greets. Gonna hit us. We could try to kill it, but I don't think it really matters at this point. Plus, if you're playing Greedy Freebooter, you're probably playing a sack deck. And if we try to kill it and they sack it and responds, it's so not great for us. Yeah, we'll just untap. Stock up is good. Stock up is very good. But first, we need to get Mind Splicer apparatus going. That is step one. Opponent, Swamp, and Unstoppable Slasher. Kind of want a Lindblom token now, just so we can torch the tower away the Slasher. Let's get down old Splicey. Opponent, can we play Mind Splicer apparatus? Oh, you have a duress or something? They could have a duress, I guess. All right, opponent, gonna pass. Well, get down the Mind Splice. We do need to avoid taking a hit by this Slasher. It's just too much damage. But we know he's into the Flood Maw. I guess we could also ill-timed Explosion. Yeah, I guess we just stock up? Look for, like, land stock up or land sorcerer schemes, something like that. Huh. Well, so much for the land. Wow, no lands in the top 5. I mean, I guess Into the Flood Maw opt is fine. Let's opt. Can we find a land, Magic Gods, please? No lands in the top 5 is kind of unlikely. All right, Torch the Tower, good card. To the bottom, land. Oh, I guess we gotta pass. We could greed another opt, but then if we don't hit a land, we actually take the Slasher hit and, okay, we would have died. All right, well, I'm glad we did not get too greedy. Although, let's see, if we draw land this turn, then we know that we could have gotten away with it. Well, let's bounce the Slasher so we don't die. Yeah, Bloodletter of Aclazot's pretty scary with Slasher. Opponent hits us down to 60. Take up this Splicer. Was it going to be a land? Do we have shenanigans? No. Ooh, okay. It was going to be a land, but it would have been tapped. I guess technically we could have scryed it to the bottom. Well, that's just ill-timed Explosion. This is pretty good, because we can discard the second Mind Splicer. Was the next card down a land? It was. So I guess technically we would have gotten there if we scryed bottom. Well, discard Mind Splice. Bloodletter is just too frightening. Too much theoretical damage. The Lindbalm's actually nice. That does give us a permanent answer to the Slasher. We can Lindbalm and then Torch the Tower, sack the token. We really just want Sorcerer Schemes. Sorcerer Schemes, stock ups. Those are the cards that we are primarily looking for here. Opponent does a little scrying to the top. Gets a treasure from the Greedy Freebooter. Untaps lands and Slasher is back for now. Gonna do some passing. I think we are just gonna make the token. The only downside of this is they could, well, I guess we could still torch the tower in response if they try to kill it. Well, let's Limb-Bomb, get the 1/1. I mean, I guess we might as well opt to. Well, definitely do not want a Verge. No. All right, Swiftwater Cliffs is fine. Well, untap, opt. Could still really use a stock up. I guess the land is not that helpful here, actually, because we can play the Lindbalm from Exile. Sorcerer Schemes, please. Well, I mean, we're not going to say no to Sleight of Hand, because that can dig for a Sorcerer Schemes. It is kind of funny. We have so many one-mana spells in our deck that don't actually really benefit from Mind Splicer Apparatus, but still totally worth it for the combo. Sleight of Hand. Okay, there's the stock up. That is the card we were hoping for. Well, now we can stock up. This has got to find us a Sorcerer Schemes or a stock up, right? That is the power. That is the power of stock up. You know what would be good in this? Oh, boy. 2 stock ups. Well, okay. I mean, can't say no to drawing all the cards. You know what would be really good in the deck is the new Kicker Anticipate thing. I think I would play the new Kicker Anticipate thing. It seems like it would be pretty good. I don't know if it's better than stock up. Well, there's a Sorcerer Schemes. Vivi is a finisher? We're actually very close to going infinite. About it. Gonna cut down the wizard. Sure. Gonna get in with the slasher. Just kidding. It's funny how good Into the Flood Moths ended up being. Like, it's went from a card that people really didn't play to being like kind of a legit staple. Found it. Slasher. For the third time. They've had to replay that slasher a lot. All right, well, I mean, that is actually the full combo. 2 Sorcerer Schemes and the Vivi. Do we just go for it? I mean, if they have removal, they can fizzle. But I guess if that happens, we just dig for a finisher and go again in the future. Let's play the Vivi, play the stock up. All right. It appears the answer is yes. So Vivi down. Well, now we need to find another finisher. Oh. All right. I mean, 1,000-Year Storm does some stuff. I mean, this is a pretty good time for 1,000-Year Storm. We can also bounce the slasher again. Our opponent's got to be so tilted. They just keep trying to get in one dang attack with their unstoppable slasher, and the End of the Flood mod just will not let them. We could also double torch the tower just to end it forever, but 1,000-Year Storm's nice because unless they can hit us with discard here, it's another card that black is... they're a like full-on combo deck. Rush of Dread. So half our life, half our cards. Thankfully, we can discard the Sorceress's Schemes. Yeah, all right. Let's put an end to this, opponent. We will just actually kill it this time. Hit the slasher and hit the slasher. Down to 12. So we're gonna drop to 6, and I guess we discard Into the Flood Moth Sorceress Schemes. And I think we can win from here. We'll see. Okay, we draw another land, which is actually kind of fine, because the pinch is going to be on mana. On blue mana. We're going to have infinite red mana. So what we need to do is probably... We're going to need to find Lindbalm or Burst Lightning. So that's 1,000-Year Storm. And then, do our thing. Sorceress's Schemes. Get back a Sorceress's Schemes, make some mana. So we just got to keep in mind we only have 1 blue mana to work with. So I think what we do here is loop Sorceress Schemes to up our storm count, make a bunch of red mana, and then eventually we're going to cast a stock up to basically draw our deck, or at least see our deck. And then that should find us the Lindbalm, or maybe even better, Burst Lightning, because if it's Lindbalm, they could kill... Well, no, we have the 1,000-Year Storm, so we're going to make a million tokens. I mean, eventually, this should be the deterministic win. So get back some random stuff. Sorcerer Schemes, make some mana. The 1,000-Year Storm's it's so sweet. Oh, I love 1,000-Year Storm. What a cool card. All right, opponent, can you stop our Infinite Storm? That is the question. You got us down to 6. Desperately trying to unstoppably slash us. Sorcerer Schemes. Get back Sorcerer Schemes. I mean, infinite red mana in standard is kind of impressive, I will say. All right, get back the Schemes. At this point, we're just going to get back everything from the graveyard, I guess. Might as well. Sorcerer Schemes. Get back Sorcerer Schemes. At what point can we stock up and see our entire deck? We got to be getting close. We only have like 30 cards, so we need what, like 6 stock ups, and we see literally every card in our deck. We just got to make sure it hits because we only get 1 shot at it with the blue mana. And then it would be a shame if we did all this and had infinite mana, infinite access to our graveyard, and could not actually kill our opponent. That would be awkward. Let's go one more. Sorcerer Schemes. Actually, wait. Oh, that was the one from Exile, or one in the graveyard, I see. Do we have enough? Can we just do it now? Yeah, I think we have enough. Let's stock up. Look at every card in our deck in chunks of 5. Take a Schemes and a Schemes. That doesn't win us the game. Okay, there's a Lindbalm and a Sleight of Hand. Stock up number 3, Lindbalm and oh my god, okay. Well, I think these Lindbalms will do it. We passed on the Burst Lightning, but I don't think we're going to need them because the black mages are coming. We'll take the Ral, take an ill-timed explosion. None of this really matters. Last stock up, Artist Talent, land. Okay. And Lindbalm, storm count, I believe it's 7. Make a few black mages. Oh, this deck is so sweet. And opponent sees what's happening and scoops it up, and that is how you can infinitely storm and make infinite mana and technically infinite-ish black mage tokens all in standard. Sweet. So what did we learn this week about our infinite storm, infinite mana, infinite black mage deck for standard? And record-wise, we went 10-8 with the deck, so slightly over a 50% win rate, which pretty reasonable for an against the odds deck. And actually, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. One of the things I was worried about with this deck is I was kind of afraid that Vivi might overshadow all the cool things that the deck can do, because Vivi is just such an obscenely powerful card. But at the same time, it felt weird to not play Vivi in the deck, because Vivi is just such a perfect finisher for the deck with our infinite storm plan. It ramps us into like our 1,000-year storm sometimes. So I didn't want to leave it out because that felt weird, but I was also afraid it would just be far and away the best card in the deck, and we get a bunch of wins because of Vivi and not because of our cool stuff. But it turned out to work out fine. Like, yeah, Vivi is incredibly busted, and there were a couple times that we kind of won because of Vivi rather than our infinite storm plan. But in reality, out of our 10 wins, I think like 8 of them were infinite storm. And most of our wins came from the Lindbalm token, copying a million times with 1,000-year storm, and burst lightning with damage with 1,000-year storm. So we had a lot of really, really sweet kills with this deck. And I gotta say, the deck, it worked way better than I would have thought it would. When you think through what you gotta do, find Mind Splice, keep it for 3 turns to get counters on it, find 2 copies of the same uncommon in Sorcerer schemes to actually combo off. It sounds like a lot of steps, but when you just overload your deck with stock ups and sleight of hands and ops and enough removal to keep yourself alive, our deck was actually just really good at finding our combo pieces. So yeah, we don't combo off on turn 4 or something, but the deck was good at staying alive long enough to find the Mind Splicer apparatus, get some counters on it, and then we got to see the combo was actually really hard for a lot of people to interact with. Like, most people couldn't blow up Mind Splice apparatus, and then once we get going, especially if we found the 1,000-year storm, things just become so big that you can't really fight through it with removal. So I'm not saying this deck is like competitive or tier 1 or anything like that, but it definitely worked way better than I would have expected, and actually won more than half the time, which is kind of shocking. But anyway, that is Infinite Storm, infinite mana, infinite black mages for standard. That's our Against the Odds for today. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.